The Quad, now in its second season on BET, and I believe we'll be seeing an episode from that tonight, and the co-executive producer of Marvel's The Punisher, also in its second season. She is a professor in the Department of Radio, Television, and Film at the University of Texas, Austin, a member of the Writers Guild of America's Pension Plan and Health Fund Board of Trustees, and a member of the Diversity Committee for the Sundance Screenwriters Lab. So let's give a warm welcome to Felicia Henderson. Our second guest is Gina Prince-Bythewood. She's an alumna of our very own UCLA Film School and a recipient of the Gene Reynolds Scholarship for Directing and the Ray Stark Memorial Scholarship. Before directing, she was a television writer for such important series as A Different World, South Central, Felicity, and Sweet Justice. She then wrote and directed the widely acclaimed feature film Love and Basketball, for which she won an Independent Spirit Award and a Humanitas Prize. She went on to direct the films Disappearing Acts for HBO, The Secret Life of Bees, winner of 2 People's Choice Awards and 2 NAACP Image Awards, and the Oscar-nominated Beyond the Lights. She also co-created the series Shots Fired for Fox and directed the pilot for the upcoming new Marvel series Cloak and Dagger, premiering this June. Her next projects are Silver and Black, a Marvel/Sony film set in the Spider-Man universe, and a film adaptation of An Untamed State by Roxane Gay for Fox Searchlight. And bringing it full circle, she proudly funds a scholarship for African American students in UCLA's film program. So let's give a...
may I know who she funds that scholarship with? I'm just curious.
Felicia.
All right. Myself, Gina, Mara Brockakil, and Sarah Finney-Johnson have...
Okay, so our mics working here? Can you hear us? Okay, great. Okay, so we have 2 amazing, accomplished producers, directors, writers. What stands out for you in terms of the numbers I produced, and in terms of your own experiences, and the things that sort of ring true or surprise you? Does anything surprise you?
It's staggering. Felicia and I were actually whispering back there because in our circles, like, we're all working. Mm-hmm. And we're feeling like things are feeling good and things are changing, and there is a change happening. But then you look at those numbers and it is staggering.
We know all the working people.
I know. So that it's a little hard to reconcile. Yeah. But we feel it absolutely in many different ways in the way that we travel through the industry, whether it's pitching or whether it's on set or whether it's in front of our TV or the theater.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Felicia, any thoughts?
Like Gina said, we were back there just whispering to each other with every slide, and of course, having looked at the report, before we got here, but hearing you explain it, of course, is very helpful. But it is, it reminds you of how difficult it is to tell the story of why, by just looking at the numbers. Yeah, what we do know through stories of people that we work with and people that we know, like we said in our circle, most of our friends are working, but at the same time, we do know lots of people in those numbers don't lie. Mm-hmm. So, but the story behind those numbers, I think, is what's interesting and what we do know when we go out to pitch and how hard it is and that kind of thing.
Sure. So have you noticed, say, in the past 5 or 10 years, any changes in terms of the prospects for getting certain types of projects entertained seriously in terms of the pitch? And do you think that anything structurally has changed over time, or is it just you guys are the ones who broke in and have made a name for yourself, and so it's easier for you, but everyone else is still kind of on the outside looking in?
I think there has absolutely been a change, and it was interesting. I would say it started in 2013 with the diversity of films that came out with people of color.
Let's say you're a black film.
Where
Right.
it was just, there were
Right.
different kinds as opposed to all romantic comedies.
Right.
Or all straight comedies. And then it continued in 2014, 2015 I think was not so good. But again, there's a change, and then you look at the numbers, and we have a long way to go.
Yeah, I mean, Felicia. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, you, like Gina said, I mean, you see change, but you don't see consistent change.
Right.
And the more you see a success story like, like Black Panther, while you celebrate it, also freaks you completely out. Because you don't want it to be a moment. It makes you crazy to know really the things that are happening, as happy as you are to see that movie do well, but the things that are happening for that movie to do well, like I don't anticipate that, I was at an event Sunday night and ran into Tracy Ellis Ross, and I was like, congratulations on buying out the entire Baldwin Theater so the people in the community could see the film. But that's not gonna happen for every film that comes out, and so how do you make it a consistent change or normal to have such movies as opposed to a moment, like even now we talked about 2013 was the year of Black film, and then you see this big drop again.
Right.
So how do we do that so it's a movement instead of a moment?
Yeah, I think one of the reasons we subtitled the report 5 Years of Progress and Missed Opportunities is because there are bright spots in certain areas, but there are a lot more missed opportunities, particularly if you start relating what's happening in front of the camera to what audiences are demonstrating every day with what they decide to tune into or where they decide to spend their ticket dollars, what they want. And if you figure that the American population is right now about 40% people of color, and we know that people of color over-index in terms of watching television and buying movie tickets, and we see, right there before our own eyes in terms of the top 10 films, how many people of color bought most of the tickets, you start to ask yourself, well, why are they making so many films that aren't very diverse at all, that don't perform well, when we know that people of color are driving what's happening in the top 10 films? I mean, any thoughts about that? I mean, do you guys bring it up when you go make a pitch?
It's very easy to answer. It is the people we are sitting across from who we're pitching to. It makes a tremendous difference. They are going to greenlight what they respond to, what feels familiar to them. I mean, a perfect example is with An Untamed State. It's a bestseller by Roxane Gay, a phenomenal novel. So she and I, and we had Mike DeLuca attached, who's great and does great Oscar movies. So we go to pitch, we had 4 pitches, so 4 different studios. And the first 3 we were pitching to white men. And it's a story about, it's an incredible story of survival and focuses on a Black woman. And the first 3 pitches, they listened politely and asked a couple questions and then, thanks for coming in. The 4th was Fox Searchlight. And we walked in and it was an Asian woman and a Black woman who we pitched to who had the power of green light. And it was like a warm puppy blanket. It was just, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had. They just got it. They felt it in their soul. We're passionate about it. They seemed even more passionate. And we just left that room, they sold it. They bought it in the room.
Wow.
And it was because they got it, they understood it, and they wanted to see that up on screen.
Sure.
And that makes all the difference, and that's where the change has to happen, is more people of color, more women in these positions to greenlight.
I'm glad you called that out. So a couple of reports ago, we took a look at the entire industry in terms of the executive suites. And we found that at the very top, it was 90-something% white and 70-something% male. And as you go down a level to the senior management group, it was 80-something% white and 60-something% male. And so again, you have essentially white males dominating the process by which decisions are made about what to green light, what is considered viable, and so your experience obviously is a reflection of what happens when you have that type of homogeneity in the room, when you're trying to get a story told, basically, that might not connect with them for whatever reason. Felicia, any experiences?
Well, and when you talk